Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video I have a foundation review. I really love doing foundation reviews because they really give you a lot of information from a real person instead of just looking at reviews online. You can know somebody's skin type, you can know like how they applied the foundation and everything like that. So for today's video it's going to be the L'Oreal Total Cover Foundation. I have seen this everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere, YouTube, and people have been having like mixed reviews about it. I think because everybody is so in love with the Pro Glow and the Pro Matte foundation that this is kind of like, you know, like it has to hold up to those, and I don't know if it does, honestly, because like from what I've seen, people have kind of been like really disappointed in it. So if you don't know, I do have oily skin. I'm more combination now than I was when I was like in high school and stuff. I do get pretty dry now, but my face and my T-zone is super oily, except on my cheeks I do get a little bit dry sometimes. So the way that I'm going to do this foundation review is I'm going to apply some primer to one side of my face just so that we can see how it applies with the primer. I know a lot of people do use a primer because primers I think really became big in like 2016 and whatnot. And then on the other side of my face I'm not going to apply primer, and then one side I'm going to use a brush and one side I'm going to use a beauty blender. Personally, I do use a beauty blender with all of my foundation. I find that a brush can kind of leave you a little bit streaky if you don't blend it really well. So I'm not really one to say how it applies with a brush because I don't really use a lot of foundations with brushes. So this is the shade Caramel Beige 309. This says that it has a natural finish, wears up to 24 hours. I don't know who wears their makeup for 24 hours, but it's supposed to have high coverage and an air light texture. So it says Pro Face and Body Foundation, ultra lightweight, seamless coverage. Use everywhere, face, arms, neck, and legs to cover imperfections and even skin tone. Okay, that sounds decent. It has a little squeezy tube like this, and the other ones kind of were like this, but this one is pretty thick. If you pour it out on the back of your hand, it kind of does like a little like worm kind of a thing. I don't know how else to describe it. But also with this packaging, this is painted on. You can kind of see a little bit right here where you can't see because my camera doesn't autofocus, but it shows a little bit of the actual foundation color right here, but this tube, this isn't the actual color that is inside of the tube. So it's a little difficult to see the color that you're getting, and this looks a lot more orange on the outside than it actually is on the inside. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it swatched on my hand. It's a pretty good color match for me actually. So yeah, that's one downside with the Pro Glow and the Pro Matte. It's actually the color on the inside that you are viewing, so it's a lot easier to pick your shade. And I feel with drugstore foundations, because you can't test them out, but some people do obviously, that it's a little bit more difficult to pick your shade with this foundation because the tube is painted on, whereas with the Pro Glow and the Pro Matte it's a little bit easier to find your shade because you can see the undertone of the actual color instead of it being painted on. So that's one downside to this. But yeah, I think we should go ahead. I'm going to be using the Stay Matte Primer. This is the primer that I use pretty much every day. It's just one of my favorite primers. I just need to lift up my mirror or else I'm going to be like out of frame, which is not good. So I'm just going to go ahead and prime my face with one side. I personally, like I said, use primers with all of my foundations. I never go without applying primer, even if it's like a BB cream or anything. I just personally like the way primers are on my skin. So that left my skin feeling pretty matte, but really hydrated too. It doesn't leave you super duper matte. So let's go ahead and take this foundation. I'm just going to apply it on the back of my hand first. I don't know how much is too much. Spread it out that much, and then I'll probably just dot it on my face and see what happens. I'll do the unprimed side first so that it's really a moussey texture. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell. Excuse my nails, they're terrible. But I'm just going to, this is so weird to do without applying a primer first. I feel so naked. So right off the bat it feels super moussey, almost like the Maybelline Dream Velvet foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and blend that in with a beauty blender. It doesn't say what kind of tool to use to blend it in. So, I don't know, guys. We'll see. I'm going to take a little bit more. It's blending out really, really nicely. I don't see it sinking like into my pores or anything. Interesting. It's not drying super fast either, which is good. Because that way you can apply your foundation. Don't have to worry about blending it out super quick or anything. Which is nice because I feel like really fast drying foundations can be a little bit annoying. That blended out super easy, guys. Like, I don't know if you guys will be able to tell on camera, but this is the side with the foundation and this side is just the primer. I wouldn't say that the coverage is natural per se. I think it's more like matte, if you ask me. Which I'm not mad at because I got oily skin for days. So I'm not mad at it, but I think if you're gonna, you know, put out a product that says, I think this is definitely the type of foundation you're also gonna have to set too, but I'm not sure yet, so we'll see. So I'm just gonna squeeze out a little bit more on the back of my hand. Sorry if you can hear like chewing in the background. My dog is chewing on a bone and it's keeping him occupied, so I'm not gonna disturb him. I have some little face demons down here, so we're gonna see if it covered those up. I have like one like right dab in the middle of my forehead, which is like, I'm a unicorn, so you know, but we're just gonna see how this goes. It was so hard to find the deeper shades. My Walmart did not have them, and at first I got like, I think it was 306 or something, and it was just way too light. Oh shoot, I meant to use my brush. Okay, I'm using my brush now. This feels so weird. Blending it in my foundation with the brush. Like I don't think I've ever done this. Like ever since I started wearing makeup, I don't think I ever used a brush. I used to use my fingers and then I went straight to like a beauty blender, which is wild. It's blending in really well with this, actually. This is the Real Techniques buffing brush, if you guys are wondering. It's blending in pretty well with the brush. Make sure to blend down your neck, ladies, so that you don't get foundation lines. I think it might be like lifting off a little bit with the primer. Yeah, it's like, I feel like it's like getting patchy on the side with the primer. I don't know if you guys are... I also have like a big scratch on my face, so, you know, just girly things. I don't really have a preference. I think it looks a little bit dry on my skin. I feel like it's clinging to some dry patches on my face, like around where I have this acne down here. I think it's like kind of accentuating it a little bit. But I mean, if you have dry skin, I don't think you'd like this because it is definitely clinging to the dry patches on my face. So dry skin girls, beware. But I like the coverage that it gives. I don't know if I'd say it's full coverage. I think it's more so on the medium to full. I definitely think you can build. Roger. I think you can build. I can still see like my dark circles under my eyes, like right here. But this doesn't claim to be like a concealer product at all, so I don't want you guys to think that. I'm wondering if it oxidizes. That would be something that I want to check out. But I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my face, and then I will be right back to let you know my first impressions. Alright guys, so my makeup is back on. I have a few things to say about this foundation. I'm going to do check-ins. It is currently 1:02 p.m. I don't know if you guys will be able to even see it, but it's currently 1:02, so I'll probably do like another 2 check-ins or so before I go to sleep. But for right now, I'm really liking it. Personally, I think if you have dry skin, that you probably won't like this because it does cling to dry patches. Like right around my nose, I have a little bit of dry patches because my nose has been a little stuffy, so I've been blowing my nose a lot. And it's clinging to the dry patches around there. And like I said, with the acne down here, it did cover it, but it did cling to the dry patches that are around it because these pimples are a little bit old. So not old, but like, you know, like they're on their last legs, and it's when your skin gets that like dry phase. So I think if you have dry skin, I would probably pass on this one. But if you have oily skin or combination skin, I would definitely recommend this because it is super duper pretty. It does give more of a matte finish than I think a natural finish. I don't think that it's really a natural finish at all. Maybe if you apply like a setting spray and stuff, it might bring out a little bit more of the natural finish, but I definitely do think it's more matte, which is a little disappointing because it does say natural. So I think that L'Oreal was trying to, you know, say like, oh, this is for like if you're in between the Pro Glow and the Pro Matte, but I don't think they really pulled through that much with that claim. But I think that the coverage is really nice. I don't think it's super full coverage. I don't think it's like the total cover that they're claiming that it is. I do think that you can definitely build it up and it would look really nice as well. But like I said, I don't think it's full coverage. And what else? It's supposed to last for 24 hours, and I'm not going to test that because I don't want any type of makeup on my face for 24 hours. But yeah, I think that it's really nice. I think that if you have oily skin, you'd really like it. I'm going to go ahead and go throughout my day, and you know, I don't really have anything really super fun to do. I just have to kind of like clean up my house. I'm going to go ahead and eat some lunch now because I'm starving so much right now. So I'll check in with you guys in probably about 2 hours or so. So I will see you guys then. Alright guys, welcome back. So it's like 2:55 right now. I ate, I took my dog out, so I was outside for a little bit. And I think that the foundation still looks really good. I don't see any changes. This is going to be my last check-in because I do plan to take off my makeup pretty soon, honestly, and I don't think that anything is really going to change with the foundation. I did get a little oily up here on my forehead. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but I didn't powder or anything because I was like, I'm going to take this off soon anyway. So I had it on for about 2 hours now. I didn't have it on for that long, but I think that this foundation is really nice if you have oily skin or combination skin. I think it'll look really nice on your skin. I don't think it's so much as a natural finish as they claim. I think it's more matte. But if you're into that, I do think that it's not as super matte as the Pro Matte foundation. So if you're looking for something that's a little more matte than glowy, I would definitely suggest this one. And yeah, I think that's all I have for today, guys. I really hope that this foundation review helped you guys out, and maybe you'll go pick this foundation up. I picked mine up from Rite Aid. I know that they have it at Walmart and CVS as well, and some people even said Bed Bath & Beyond, and I didn't even know they sold makeup at Bed Bath & Beyond. But I definitely hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to subscribe to my channel down below, and also like this video if you like foundation reviews. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say, so I'll talk to you guys in my next video very soon. Bye, loves!